Hi, everybody. Hi. Welcome to Bros at Ringside. I'm here Roundhouse, and today is a new name. No longer Charlotte Flair. It's Strowman Imaginary Ghost running over Jackie.
Hi, I'm back. Better than ever. And running over people already in my debut back on WWE with my
I
Braun Strowman.
can't.
I should be Nicholas at this point.
I
Because
can't.
that's equivalent to the space between Strowman and running over Chad Gable.
I can't. I just can't right now. Just the ghost. He's an imaginary ghost.
I should
Oh
have
shit!
that clay machine that they were playing in Ghosts with Unchained Melody playing.
Oh my goodness! I really can't root you right now. Like this is just
I mean, come on. Can you even see? Like, come on.
like the fact that he would. Yo, how does him and fucking what's his name?
Otis.
Not Otis, but
Ooh.
Titus. They are the trip.
Oh, bless Titus' heart. Let's not talk about Titus.
Oh.
Titus is good fam.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Sure.
Have my
He's
tea.
doing good with the kids, but I
Have my tea, so I'm ready.
oh yeah, we got a lot to take. But yeah, how you been? Let's start with how you been.
I'm good. It was actually a great, interesting, and complex week in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
More complex on the AEW side, and a
Mm.
great week for WWE. I mean, WWE for the first time, and I'm actually going to. Uh-oh.
Then in that case, we're starting off with this then. There we go. Starting it off.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna start. So should we start with WWE and then go to?
You're already started on it, so go ahead.
Oh, I'm just saying WWE had a more great week than AEW,
Mm. Yeah, I
and
agree.
props to Clash at the Castle
You know,
because
Crash the Classic was good. I
it was
mean,
a great show. It was a great show, and props to I think what's great about this show was that it honestly solidified Sheamus as a true Hall of Famer.
yeah,
Sheamus, it really did.
yeah.
Because I mean, we'll talk about it, but Sheamus basically had the match of his life at
Mm.
Clash Castle.
Yeah, he really stood out and showed that, because he's what, like 45, something like that now?
No, I think he's got to be like 30,
He's
39, 40.
no.
Let me see. Hold on.
Sheamus is 40 something. He's like 45.
Oh my God, he's 44.
There you go. See?
Wow.
Yeah. He's been around. You forget he was a
Wait,
bodyguard at first.
so then how old is Drew? Hold on.
Good question. I think Drew's pushing 40. Pushing 40.
No, Drew is 37.
Oh. Oh shit, Drew's our
For
age.
some reason, I felt like Drew and Sheamus were similar ages.
Yeah, I thought
Probably
so.
because they started around the same time.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things where I was like, oh shit, how old are they? And
But I'm saying like WWE mostly had a great week. There was only one or two things that I would take away, but they overall had a great week. Clash of the Castle was, I would say, probably their best overall pay per view from beginning to end.
mm,
There wasn't maybe one decision I would have changed, but there was not one match that was bad.
I mean, it was good for what it was worth. I like Clash of the Castle. I mean, since we're on it, since we're talking about it, and Clash of the Castle was good. I do enjoy the Sheamus and Gunter. I mean, I still can't get used to that fucking name, but okay, Gunter. Yeah, but okay. It was great. I enjoyed it.
Oh,
Um,
and the plus, we got Imperium back together.
that's one thing. Like, I think that's
The
what
plus.
I think that's the problem that we have with the 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 Usos, well, the whole family itself. There's nobody to combat them on that level, right? And I think that's why. And I'm happy that Sheamus and has his group, and I'm happy Sheamus has his group, and I'm happy that now Imperium is back. So now we'll have three different people going after them, right? Not saying they need a title, but it's good to give, like, have multiple groups going after the Usos in some kind of way, and I think that's great.
And for you to piggyback on what you said, and I'm happy that you said that. So after, I know we're jumping in a little bit back and forth, but after the match, Sheamus got a huge standing ovation.
Well deserved.
And even on Raw, I'm not Raw, I'm sorry, SmackDown yesterday, he got a good ovation as well too. This could be the turn of Sheamus going into the face route. And who would be better to go against Roman Reigns right now
Yes.
than Sheamus with Butch and also what's that guy's name? What's the other guy's name?
I don't know, the bald one you talking about. He's cute.
Oh, Rich Holland. Rich Holland.
Yeah, he's fucking cute. By the way, I was like,
So, what better way to combat the bloodline when you have Pete Dunne, Butch, and Rich Holland? And Sheamus is a great competitor, and he's never faced Roman Reigns as Roman Reigns right now. He faced Roman Reigns before, but
you're right.
Not
He
as
hasn't.
the tribal chief, Roman Reigns.
Right, he hasn't, and I think that's the thing that we're. I think, I think that's the thing. We're I hope we're leading to give Roman some actual Roman and the family something to actually be worried about, right? Because
Yes.
they're not worried about anything. Gunter and Imperium would be something to worry about.
Yep.
Sheamus and I guess his group would be something to worry about. We, we don't have that, right? Like if the New Day was together and Biggie never got that Sleepy Habit. Oh my god, fucking Brad is crazy. um if they had somebody to really combat them, we wouldn't have a problem, right? They wouldn't be at they would be at the top, but they wouldn't be so easily at the top where they don't seem like they don't have any fucking problems. And I think that's the issue that I see with the Usos more than anything, is that there's nobody really to combat them. But now we do. We have Imperium, we have Sheamus and his group, and that's it. I mean, that's good though. We need that.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's what the plus is right now. That's coming from Clash of the Castle. Also, from the women's side as well too, you have Damage Control, which is Io Sky, Dakota Kai, and Bailey. And Bailey pinning Bianca. Bianca hasn't been pinned since, I think they said 2020.
Bianca?
Yeah, Bianca hasn't been pinned.
Carmella pinned her.
Oh no. Bianca hasn't been pinned since SummerSlam last year.
Nah.
When Becky Lynch.
No, Carmella pinned her. Oh, that was before SummerSlam, wasn't it? Yeah, she hasn't been pinned.
She hasn't been pinned since Becky Lynch did that 30-second job to her.
No, wait. Carmella pinned her. She had a battle with Carmella, and Carmella pinned her.
But that was before. That was when she had the title, right?
No, she didn't have a title. She didn't have a
This
title.
says something that Bianca hasn't been pinned since 300 and something days. So I think it was since that SummerSlam that Bianca lost to Becky. But anyways, Bianca hasn't been pinned in a while. So now you have Bayley being a contender against Bianca. And they were supposed to have the match at Money in the Bank last year in the I Quit match, but then Bayley tore her ACL. So now this is a continuation of what's supposed to happen last year. So I feel like the Raw Women's division is getting a little bit better, and it's because we have Damage Control now.
I agree. I think it is getting a little bit better. I think when it comes to the women's, they're getting better. I think they even brought up on Friday, like we can talk about Friday. They brought up what's that the Chinese wrestler, but they just got rid of
Xia Li.
Yeah, Xia Li, and I was like, oh shit, where's the fuck she been? And then they just did what they did with her. I was just like, oh, well, there's that. Like, and I don't like the fact that Shayna Baszler wasn't involved in that match.
Agree.
I don't like the fact that she wasn't involved in that match, and I don't like the fact that she's not getting a rematch. I don't like it. I really don't.
This has to lead to something. I think Ronda is definitely going to take the title away from Liv at Extreme Rules.
She was chilling way too much, Liv, up there in the balcony. I was like,
it's been long enough. I think Liv needs. I think Ronda needs to take the title, and then who will be her first formidable match? Shayna.
But for what though? Like I don't understand. Like I don't know if Shayna. I don't know if Shayna needs. I think Shayna needs a title. I don't think Ronda needs it. I think Ronda should chase the title because it comes too easy to her. I think Shayna would be better off getting the title and then Ronda fighting Shayna. I want to see Shayna versus Ronda, right? Mm-hmm. And the thing about it is, it's like we've seen Ronda with a title already. We haven't seen Shayna since she's been on our main roster with any fucking title except the tag, and that was, well, short-lived. I think we need to see Shayna with the title now. It's been too long. It's too long. How do you have one of the longest reigning NXT champions, right? One of them running longest NXT champions, and then she goes to the main roster and she don't get nothing except the tags? Come on.
Shayna should have won the title at that WrestleMania against Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Let's just be real.
Yeah.
Should have been won the title.
Hands down.
That was one of the worst decisions in the past few years, to have Becky Lynch beat Shayna Baszler at that WrestleMania.
Yeah, but the problem is that now when you see like Shayna, like you saw her in the back, like talking about, how she's gonna go for the Ronda's going for the title. First of all, I don't like the fact they just sidelined Shayna again when they should have just had her in that match instead of Ronda. Or, whatever the fucking case may be, they could have cleared house with all of them and had them two go at it. I just don't think Shayna should have not been in that match, and I don't understand why she wasn't. It's just not good. It's not good if you don't have somebody that you just saw at a main event, right? She lost, right? And the build for that was actually really good. That's the thing too. The build for Shayna and Liv was really fucking good. But you throw it away by not capitalizing on it anymore. So it's like you just sideline her again. Then you have all these, like you have Lacey that came in, which we haven't seen her in a minute. And we have Xia Li that came in, we haven't seen her in a minute. So you have all these women wrestlers, I guess, that have all been sitting there in catering or whatever the case may be, haven't been used whatsoever. And then you just get rid of them right away in the first fucking this match. And I was like, Like, what was the purpose of this? Like, you like Lacey Evans supposed to be this big bad American, whatever the case may be, right? By the way, her outfit is completely changed. You noticed that? Completely changed. It wasn't sexualized with the G, like the
It was
thong.
it was still a boot.
Yeah.
It was still a boot. I didn't like
It
it.
just I don't know. They need to do something with a lot of these women. A lot
You
of these
know
women.
who I'm actually liking recently, and I really feel bad for dogging this woman a lot. I'm really enjoying Natty.
Who?
Natty.
Natty's good.
I'm enjoying her for some reason. I feel as if she knows that she's not going to win a title anymore. She knows that she's at the wits end of her.
Well, she's the standard.
So I think she's just there to enjoy herself and just relish the moments because it's going to be gone soon. And I think that's what Natty's doing, and that's why
Yeah.
she's not being cheesy. She's not being corny. She's not doing those cat ears, bringing it to the crowd and stuff. She's just enjoying wrestling.
The cat
And
ears got to be in. Like, I understand she's obsessed with her cat who passed away, but Jesus.
And I think that's what I'm enjoying about Natty, because I think Natty is now being who she is.
I agree. I mean, I like Natty now. She's being ruthless. She's being aggressive. She's doing her thing. You know, she's great at it. So did you watch Raw? Did you watch Raw and SmackDown?
Wait, hold on. She says she's staying around to make enough money to hold her face up. Ooh.
Speaking of Domino Theory, get your ass in here. What up, Domino Theory?
I didn't watch Raw.
What'd you think? Man, let me change this one. So this is we're gonna talk about Raw ups and downs. So well, WWE ups and downs.
I personally am enjoying the Judgment Day Dominic thing. I'm sorry. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I got no complaints about it. Now, if he wrestles like Sammy Guevara, I'm okay with it. I need Dominic to be a little bit more aggressive.
That's the issue, and I don't think that he's going to
be aggressive.
That's the issue that I have, is that I don't think, and I don't know if Dominic has that edge in him. Pun intended, but I don't know if he has that killer instinct.
You know say quoi?
Because right now, Rhea is MVP of Judgment Day, in my honest opinion.
Oh yeah. She hasn't really wrestled though, right? She's still injured in some way.
No, she really hasn't wrestled. Really, I mean, I think she's still dealing with the brain injury allegedly that she had, because remember, it was supposed to be Rhea.
It was concussion. It was a concussion injury.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Rhea and Bianca at SummerSlam, but then that got pulled away.
I think that's gonna happen next year.
But I'm enjoying Rhea.
Yeah,
Rhea is doing it. I hope
she's saying that she's the Poppy now,
and I love it. I love it.
She's saying she's the Poppy now, and I'm like,
I'm sorry, but Rhea is turning me on.
I like it. I like it.
She is. But it's amazing. I love her attitude. I love what she's doing with Dominic. Fingers crossed. Like,
what's she doing with Dominic, huh?
I really hope this leads to, at Extreme Rules, if she's cleared, I hope it's going to be like an intergender 6-person tag match.
Ooh. And coming stage left.
Scissor me, daddy.
We'll throw.
I will bring Braun Strowman's imaginary ghost who ran over Chad Gable over there to scissor you right now.
Oh my God. What's up?
What up? What up? What up? What are we talking about?
We're talking about Raw and SmackDown, pretty much WWE ups and downs right now. See, it's down
Okay.
down
The
there.
up was Judgment Day and Dominic so far.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's very good. I like what they're doing, especially with Rhea. Rhea has been fun with that.
Oh, and she's the Poppy now, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. I love that.
Absolutely.
Oh, I love it. It's crazy. It's insane that she's the Poppy. She's like, I'm the Poppy now with the fucking Australian accent. I'm like,
That's the thing. It's the accent that's really helping it too. It's
yeah. And then and I like the fact Dominic has this exterior now where it's serious, right? So now that he's serious, I need to see some serious shit. I don't need to see you wrestle like your father. I need to see you wrestle like Sammy Guevara because Sammy wrestles very aggressive. He still has his moves, right? His high flying shit, but they're very aggressive. Even I would say I would say even a little bit like Sonny Kiss is now wrestling very aggressive, which is great. We'll get on to the AEW in a minute. I just want to throw that in there. I just want to throw that in there real quick.
Here's what I think, and this is going to Dominic. Say it's going to probably lead to a Dominic versus Edge match, probably within the next few weeks. We're going to see Dominic versus Edge. I want
He needs it. He needs it.
Dominic will win. However, I need Dominic to get those Eddie Guerrero's moves and those Eddie Guerreroisms where he lied, cheat, and steal to win.
Yes, all of it. I need all of it. Actually.
I need that fair fall down, give it to Edge. I need all of that because he needs to really be the Eddie Guerrero right now.
I agree. He needs.
And then who knows? Maybe in Extreme Rules, an Extreme Rule is father versus son. Maybe
I actually need him to get a little bit more muscle, but like I need him to work out more. I need him to buff up a little bit, just a tad, just a little bit, just a little bit.
But another up right now, I would have to say another up is what they're doing with Miz and Loomis.
Oh,
that's so strange.
But I love it though.
You don't know where it's going. It's
That's
just
the thing.
so weird.
You don't know where it's gonna go,
and we're not supposed to know. Like it's so like. And by the way, Loomis is fucking gorgeous. By the way,
he's creepy.
But what's weird? I heard him do an interview recently before he came back, and it was like I heard him speaking. I was like, God, his voice is like even making me like.
The voice does not match the person.
Yeah, to me it does. I'm like, oof. Because when you see that body and you hear that voice, sorry. Anyway, but just his creepiness anyway in WWE, I'm all for it. That under the ring shit, I was like, oh shit. That fucked me up.
I loved it.
Oh, look what it is. Echo Ninja. We said, woo! All right, get a look for it on there. Oh, so yeah, I love I love how he just stands there too. Like the whole when he's walking by and it's just like, wait, did you just see him? And then it's not him. Like his disappearing, reappearing stuff.
It's just out of nowhere, and that's what I like.
That's great though. I love it. Love it.
And then he climbs up the cage and climbs down the cage and just goes to Miz. I love it.
Yeah. And then put a sleeper and then pet him like a cat.
But you saw how Raw and SmackDown ended the same way. Somebody getting choked out.
It did. Yes, it did.
True, it did.
I was a little upset at that ending on SmackDown. I was like, what? Why?
I was too.
Like, I get it. I understand why they did it, but it was still like, bro, really? Couldn't let this match just slide.
Well, how you feel about the other Uso?
What about him? It's a valid question. What about him? Like, what do you mean by that question?
Like, how you feel about him being there? Like, do you feel like he's,
I think it's being forced because I remember in the beginning of his career, he said he didn't want to be a part of the bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to do his own thing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, he knows the lineage is there, but it makes no sense for him to be a part of the bloodline. And a lot of people always ask him that question as soon as he started. And he's good as a wrestler. He's dope. You know, he has a good character. He reminds me a lot of Umaga.
Oh,
that's the uncle. Okay. Well, yes, his uncle.
So, you know, I see that there, you know, but I guess it's gonna take some time for it to like just fully be 100% with the team. I also don't like that Sammy fucking dynamic they have there either. Like, I thought they would have been done with that by now, and he's still around.
Give it time.
You don't like it?
It was cool in the beginning. And I see it, but like, he's always having that confrontation with Jay, and it's like, just end it, squash it already. You see him helping, like, leave it alone. And he's like, nah, bro, I don't like this guy. Fuck this guy.
Give it time. I give it time. I think what's gonna happen is we're gonna see Jay really cut loose and really like, because even Roman was like, yeah, Jay's, kind of had, he was like saying it when he was talking to Sammy in the room, like, yeah, Jay was a little aggressive with some that, blah blah blah. And I'm just like,
I think I'm low key now convinced that Jay Uso might be the one to beat Roman.
What happened?
I think I'm low key convinced Jay might be the one to beat Roman. However, here's another.
He almost did.
He almost did.
Here's another way that you can beat Roman without beating Roman. It looks like they're probably going to go triple threat at Extreme Rules with Roman, Drew, and maybe Karrion.
I'm okay with that.
Extreme Rules, Roman is not there.
He's not there?
Roman will not be at Extreme Rules.
Survivor Series, he'll be there.
Probably.
Nah, that's a major event. He'll be there at Survivor Series.
Probably. Here's the thing, and yeah, I don't see him to probably Crown Jewel.
Oh,
which is gonna be November. Crown Jewel is definitely gonna be. That's gonna be their biggest one. So he's not gonna be Survivor Series, and if he is Survivor Series, the title's not on the line.
No, it'll be that's the thing. Survivor Series will be him and the whole bloodline against Imperium or Sheamus and his crew.
It's a possibility.
You could do all three, really.
Do War Games.
But that's an NXT thing, so.
You don't have to be just an NXT thing.
Yeah.
True.
It could just be a War Games match. We'd have to see, But other than that, I mean, we're not going to see him in Extreme Rules. That's for sure. And a lot of people are giving him shit for that. He's not around. He's not a defending champion. This makes so much sense. Give him the time off. Don't have him wrestle all the time, because you're going to have your top star injured out of nowhere, and then he's going to have to drop the titles or, relinquish the titles. You don't want that. You want him healthy. You want him fresh. You want him to activate God mode. You know what I'm saying? You want him to be able to do that. And it also makes the title match a spectacle, because you're only seeing since WrestleMania, he's only defended the title 3 times on TV since WrestleMania, and that's what, April.
Yeah.
Do you mean like pay-per-views or like Raw, SmackDown?
Pay-per-views.
Pay-per-views.
He's only defended 3 times.
SummerSlam, Brock, Clash of the Castle, Drew.
And I think he's defended it on like Raw or SmackDown as well.
Yeah.
Riddle.
Yep.
Yeah, Riddle was the last time he defended it on
3 times. So you got a television, and then you got 2 special events.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, did he not defend it at Money in the Bank?
Nope, he was not there at all.
Oh wow,
That's right, he wasn't.
So it's
Told
3.
you. Yep.
And then WrestleMania Backlash.
He wasn't even there at WrestleMania Backlash. He wasn't even there at WrestleMania Backlash.
Yes, he was. He did the 6-man tag.
What was that?
He did the 6-man tag with the Bloodline versus.
Yes.
That
was actually supposed to be last minute because they didn't want him there at all.
Oh wow.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. So, Survivor Series is one thing. We'll definitely have to see him there, and it won't be for a title shot. It'll be like the Bloodline versus Sheamus and his crew, or Imperium, which would be great.
You could have the 2 come together and do it, and then you can do that.
Because I think we're tired of the SmackDown versus Raw thing, right? Unless they do it that way again and have Roman be the captain, which is it's his show, right? SmackDown. And then whose show would it be on Raw? Would it be Seth's or Kevin's, right?
The thing I don't like about the Raw versus SmackDown is that it's always a lopsided victory.
Yes.
Like last year or the year before that, SmackDown annihilated, or the year before that, Raw annihilated, or the year before that, NXT, who came in, annihilated.
Which I think they need to do that again. Bring NXT back into the fold.
That was great, and I'm so upset that they didn't do that going forward.
Yeah,
they should have kept NXT in the runnings.
Yeah, that was Vince's fucking issue, but I think they need to bring NXT back into the fold, including with the women as well. Like if they're doing Women's Survivor Series, I think they need to include the NXT women as well in there. Like let's see some fresh faces. Let's see Mandy come back and just be like.
You know what it is? I don't like anybody that's on NXT right now.
Oh wow!
I'm not like I after they changed it to 2.0. They did a roster switch up and they brought in a bunch of new faces. A lot of them I'm not fans of. Like even what's his face? Tyler Bate. He was super dope on NXT UK and during the championship, fucking tournament or whatever. I saw him the other day fight against Braun Breaker and I was like, oh, he's still around? Meh. It's all right.
Yeah.
He grew his hair out. He got a beard. He got some tattoos. And now he's like, then they had him in a tag team match with Braun Breaker this past week or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not for me. Braun Breaker is another one. He's not special.
He just unified the.
He just unified the NXT championships.
Yeah.
Same thing with Mandy Rhodes. I didn't see her winning that match at all, and she won.
Me neither.
Who, Mandy?
Yeah.
I was shocked, but I'm like, it makes somewhat sense. It makes sense.
This is why we need to see at Survivor Series the 3 women going at it, the 3 champions going at it, which is Bianca, Mandy, and Liv.
Well, Liv probably will not be champion until when Survivor Series. I don't think so.
I think so. I think she's gonna beat Ronda again.
Really?
I think what's the name?
I don't like her. I don't like her being champion because
I like her.
I like the fact that she's champion as a character. Great, but in her matches, like sometimes they're so.
A lot of counting.
They're really good. Sometimes they're just like she has to get carried, and most of the time she has to get carried throughout the match.
It's a lot of counting, and you see counting in her face. Like
yes,
like
because she's playing catch up. She was one of those people that they brought in as like an outside character, a pretty face that can do a few moves.
She got brought in with a group, though. She got brought in with a group, and she wasn't really. I'm sorry to step over you. She got brought in with a group, and she wasn't really the most like one that like one of the top ones that everybody was looking at. It was Ruby, and then it was Sarah, and then it was Liv. Nobody looked at Liv like they were like, okay, well, who the fuck is Liv? Because Sarah technically was supposed to be the next one, not Liv, and they just
let her go.
They let both of them motherfuckers go, and Liv was left by herself. That's the other thing. She was literally left by her fucking self. And then even the fact when they did bring Sarah back, when they brought Sarah back during the Royal Rumble, they didn't keep her.
They did not keep her.
No.
I mean, they did bring her back for the Viking Raiders funeral.
Oh yeah.
Then again,
she was there.
Yeah. Then again, you know, she does like her and Eric. They'll have a baby, so you know, she probably happy being a mom right now and doing a couple appearances, but she's not really like wants to wrestle. I get it.
Yeah, some people's lives change. You know, that's perfectly fine.
Like I know it took Bree a minute, like until the baby was like 4 or 5 to come back and wrestle, to really be like, okay, the baby's not gonna, you know, because when it's like an infant, that you know, like even Rhonda, right? Like how long it took Rhonda to come back, right? She had the baby. She had the baby, right? And it took them for the baby to come like what 2 years old to even for her to come back. So,
but back to NXT, I think I can see one person there that can make it in the main roster if they do it correctly. Actually, 2. Carmelo and Cameron.
Yeah. I don't know. Carmelo.
I can see Carmelo and Cameron if they get the opportunity on the main roster. I think they could do well on the main roster.
I think
Carmelo, yeah, for sure.
Ain't Ricochet back there in NXT now, and Apollo Crew?
No, Ricochet. I think that was a one-off for
you sure?
There was
Apollo Crew's been down there for a minute.
Carmelo. Yeah, he didn't go back to NXT this week. So he's good.
Well, Apollo Crew's been there for a minute, and now he's injured with a swollen eye or some shit like that. I forgot. But
I don't know why he went back, but it's mainly because they have nothing to do with him on the main roster. They changed his character up so many times for them to, you know, put him back on NXT. And I think that's smart. You know, when you have one of those characters that get brought up and get put back on NXT, it's smart. Look at Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose was great in the very beginning, and she was pushed to the main roster off rip. Mm-hmm. And then they decided to put her on NXT because she was just fading into the background. She didn't have nobody. She didn't have her team anymore. So at that point, what do? You put her on NXT and make her shine on NXT, and look at what that's been doing for her. She's a unified champion now. Something that I didn't expect at all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then when she comes up, she's going to have another stable with her. Right.
She, and that's the thing too. If she does come up, bring the stable with her. Therefore, you don't have that really problem of having more women wrestlers.
Why do you think they keep putting Toxic Attraction on SmackDown?
Mm-hmm. And who's going to be the one to take that title off of Liv? Mandy.
Could be. That could be.
You don't think so, Al? You don't see it?
Nah.
Then who?
I don't know right now.
Char.
I don't see no one in the women's division right now is convincing enough to take those titles away from her. Which is crazy because you're talking about Liv Morgan.
True.
Charlotte could come back next week and take those titles away from her.
But
here we go. I knew
it
was coming.
Here's the thing, though. That's a given. You know what I'm saying? She could just come back and then, hey, look, guess what? I'm back, bitches, and I already got a title shot. No one's gonna want to see that. People are gonna be so mad. And I feel like she's probably gonna get the biggest pop when she decides to pop up around again.
Yeah.
and that's one of the main reasons why I don't think she's been around. Not only that she got married and she's been having issues with the company, but I feel like they're giving her time. They're just giving her time to just get off of people's radars. And there's only very few people like us who will talk about her and be like, yo, she's going to be a problem when she comes back. And that's exactly what's going to happen. But it's not going to be against Liv, though. I think she's going to come back when someone who has a title, it makes sense for Charlotte to come back. And it's going to be it's going to be like ridiculous.
Or do you think,
what happened?
Let's say, or do you think Sasha and Naomi come back first?
That's for sure. They've been spotted with a couple people from the shows. Fucking who they with the other day? They're with Titus O'Neil. Titus O'Neil's a brand ambassador.
Yeah,
they were with Titus O'Neil and Bailey at a baseball game a few days ago. Right now, Sasha and Naomi are busy with New York Fashion Week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
That's only the next couple of days. So only time will tell. I feel like we're not going to see them come back until the titles are on Damage Control.
So they get a title shot next week. So you think Damage Control can take the titles away from Raquel on Monday?
Yeah, I don't like the titles on them right now.
Okay, that's better.
I still think Damage Control should have won the titles from the get-go.
They should have. It's very weird that they did that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I'm weirded out by it, honestly.
I guess they wanted to prolong this so that way it gives these girls time to warm up, because if you pay attention to Sasha's social medias, they've all been, it's been them two together this whole time, going to Disney events, going to Star Wars events, going to any event possible that Sasha could get.
For Sasha, she's a face character, so she has to be at those events.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying like she's been going to these events and dragging along Naomi with her. They've been inseparable since they left.
Yeah, well, that's what you do when you're sisters. You stick together.
You're seeing that going, and you're gonna see that continuity roll into them coming back.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right, so with enough, we pretty much. Let's talk about Braun. Let's talk about Braun.
I'm glad he's back.
He had a Titus moment.
You mean Shockmaster 2.0? Like, how you going to trip on your debut like that?
I mean, it happens. You know what I'm saying? People fumble on themselves.
First off, I did not expect Braun to be back. But I will say this about Braun. He looks better than before.
Yeah, he's been working out like fucking crazy.
He
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
like him before.
And that power bomb he did to freaking Otis, yo, cleared 350 pounds over his head.
He could easily do that in his sleep, though. Like, it's nothing new to him.
Although I
Yeah,
do want him to
course,
try
you
that.
know.
This will be a clear Strowman versus Almost right now. Just give him Almost.
He hasn't even been on TV, bro.
I know,
Fuck
but
that guy. Keep him away. Send him to NXT.
wait,
You know?
when was the last time Almost was on a show?
Good question.
I think it was.
Wait. It was the day.
Was it Money in the Bank?
No, it was the day Vince McMahon came in to. It was one of those days when Vince was there. It was like the last time we saw Vince. That was the last time we saw Almost.
The Raw before SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Oh, so like July.
That was before we saw Vince. Vince last showed up because remember he left before SummerSlam.
Let me see something real quick.
He left before SummerSlam. He came into SmackDown.
If it wasn't the Raw before SummerSlam, it was the Raw after SummerSlam, and then we didn't see him at all.
Was it the Raw after? No, I don't think it was the Raw after. No, because the Raw after SummerSlam was Stephanie. She showed up on Monday. It wasn't Vince. Vince was there before it, and he jumped and he did the whole WWE for now, forever, and all the other shit. And then that was it.
I'm trying to find out right now. So the last time Almost was on WWE Raw was on July 18th, 2022, when he faced Angelo Dawkins.
Sheesh.
Damn.
I don't think we need to see him though. Like we don't. We fucking don't.
No, you don't.
We don't need to see him at all. Especially if he's not going for any titles. I hate to say it like that.
But why do he doesn't need titles? I would be upset if they put a title on him.
Well, I'm pretty sure they were trying to push that shit. But anyway, well, Vince was. But now Almost is not there. So Braun can actually use his fucking rematch clause and say he wants a fucking rematch.
Who?
What? Who?
Braun doesn't have they don't have rematch clauses anymore. They took that out way before.
Right. But what they could do is use that, right? Just use the angle of that and just be like, because the last time we saw Braun, Roman beat him.
Yeah, but
and he beat him.
Rematch clauses were already out of the system.
Yeah, no, but it was him and the Fiend. He came in, he beat him and took the titles. That was what, 2 years ago, right? That was 2 years ago. And it was the Fiend versus it was a triple threat match between the Fiend, Braun, and Roman. Roman came in at the last minute or whatever after the Fiend and Braun were done, and he just beat both of them. So there's an angle there that they should use with Braun. Again, I understand he's back, but I don't understand. Like, I understand he's back, but I don't understand what they're doing with him. Like, did they need to do an introduction to him? Like, we don't know who the fuck he is.
So
22 years. Like,
look, I got it here. It was the Raw after SummerSlam because I was like, why do they still have this man out here? Sorry. Yeah, it was the Raw after SummerSlam, August 8th, and he went against some no-name tag team. It was a handicap match.
Oh.
Almost, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Andrea Guerrero and Spencer Slade.
Who?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was just some local wrestlers that they had fought.
Yeah, that was a cue for him. Like, that was, they're gonna take that motherfucker off. That was the cue.
But
that was the day that that Ezekiel got destroyed.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
because at that time Triple H actually took over, right?
Yeah.
He just took over. They
That
got
was
rid of
the first Raw without Vince.
Yeah, took over because it was Ezekiel got destroyed. Kevin Owens went back to being the prize fighter, which is great. A lot of things changed that whole in one night. A lot of things changed in one fucking night, and we saw it too.
Al, just to give you a heads up, Strowman got his rematch against Roman 101 and lost.
Where?
It was on Friday Night SmackDown on October 6, 2020. Roman Reigns defeated Braun via submission. That was a rematch.
Yeah. And that was the beginning of him just, making sure that nobody can beat him, not even the monster among men.
Oh, damn. I didn't think he got that shit.
Yeah, boy.
All right. Okay, let's think corrected.
But
Because
overall,
he made a big deal about that he lost, and he should have gotten a title rematch or whatever. He kept fucking with Roman, and he eventually got that title shot and lost. And then they fired him.
well, Braun, I hope that you have better run-ins with people around the ring.
He too big to be hurting himself.
But it's because he's big that happens. Because look at Titus, his long ass.
Your return was serviceable.
But Title's shit was funny as fuck, though. He slid under the motherfucker was slid. He was the guy.
Oh, y'all gonna leave my Titus alone.
All right, y'all. So there's that. We're moving on. So, one thing, since we talked about it, I mean, we already talked about. Let's just real quick. One last thing in WWE.
Okay.
How do we judge? How do we see Triple H in charge so far? How do we?
It's good so far. Could be better, but I think it has to take time because he has to undo all the damages that have been done. So he's slowly working on that. And I heard you speak earlier about how we had all these women in this 5-way elimination match, whatever, and they got rid of a bunch of women in the very beginning of the match. Mm-hmm. I get that, but it only takes time for you to build certain things. He's working with the women first. If you really look at that, he's working with the women first, and his primary focus has been the tag team championships. That's his primary focus. He's going to build that first, and he has the Ronda storyline that he's going to leave there for a bit. That's probably going to end at Extreme Rules, and then he can rebuild the women's division from there up. Because you're either going to end Liv's title reign and put it on Ronda and have the women's division on Ronda's back, or you're going to leave it on Liv and then just have all these outrageous matches with her, defending the title, because she has been defending the title at almost every pay-per-view so far.
Yeah, pretty much.
I give it a solid B so far.
She's good. She's getting better.
I'm talking about
Trips. Oh yeah, for sure.
I give it a solid B.
You say a B?
It's a solid B.
I give him a B so far. Yeah, I think he well deserved B as well, to the point where it's like we can see he has a map. That's the thing about Triple H. He has a map, and he's mapping it out, and I think it'll all come together.
I think it's finally
around Royal Rumble. I think the map we see is going to come around Royal Rumble, right?
I think his midterm is going to be Royal Rumble, and then his final exam is going to be WrestleMania.
Royal Rumble is going to be insane this year. I just want to put that out there. Cody Rhodes is returning. That's a definite. Cody Rhodes is returning. We probably might even get Becky returning. We could get Charlotte returning. in Royal Rumble.
And we're gonna get Orton returning.
We can get Orton returning Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, we could probably even get Randy versus Riddle, like we've been waiting for.
Yep. I think that's what they're
The
going to
turn
do.
would be Royal Rumble at that point, because it'll be like, oh, I got my best friend back, and then he just RKOs him and launches him out the ring. People are not gonna expect it because they see this different person in Orton. He's smiling, he's hugging people, and he's gonna be like, nah, bro, I sat down for a while and I'm good. You made me a bitch. That's exactly what's gonna happen. I don't see no one taking the title off of Roman until Roman at least surpasses Hulk Hogan's reign of title, which is 815 days. He's almost there.
Bruno was what? Bruno was what?
1,163 days or something
That was
like that.
like 3 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He still has that. He still has the longest.
Number 2 is Hulk Hogan with 815 days.
Yeah. Somebody. Yeah.
And right now, Roman is third with 700 and probably like what 45, 50 days now.
So Rumble weekend will surpass Hogan basically.
Yeah. He can defend it at the Rumble.
True.
And then he can win that, and then he'd be second in place. But I think Cody Rhodes is going to win the Rumble.
I definitely see Cody Rhodes winning the Rumble.
Oh, but here's my issue. What do you do with Austin Theory? Do you have him cash in on Cody?
No. Austin Theory will definitely try to cash in, probably like either Crown Jewel or somewhere along the lines. But it's not going to end well for him.
I now see a failed cash in for Austin.
Yeah.
So to make him better, you don't give him the title. You make him struggle for that. And he's going to end up trying to cash in. He's going to fail that cash in. He'll be like what, the second or third person to ever fail the cash in.
I think Cena
didn't need a cash in. Cena did not need the Money in the Bank, and they gave it to him. And when he cashed in, he failed.
Yeah, I think Johnny Gargano's gonna really fuck him up for it, and then they're gonna feud. I think that's the main feud that's going to be.
That's a feud that's sitting in the back burner right now because they showed it to us, and then we haven't seen anything with it afterwards.
And Johnny is on what show now? SmackDown.
I
Raw?
think he's gonna be on Raw. Yeah,
and you know what's weird though? I got a feeling
on SmackDown.
I got a feeling we're going to see Ciampa and Johnny like at some point. We're going to see it.
I think with this whole thing with the Miz, it might cause that friction between them, or they might just end things, and then him as a singles competitor, or they might just throw him in a tag team right away and recreate a DIY.
Yeah.
And DIY could be the ones to dethrone the Usos.
Woo!
Ooh.
I would love that.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
That's how I would do it.
Ooh.
I would get Ciampa to turn on Miz, have him be a singles competitor for a little bit, and then have him, have a run-in with Gargano, and then they just like, yo, what's up, bro? Let's get DIY back together. These guys are talking shit. Usos could potentially jump Gargano in the middle of a match or at the ending of a match or something like that, just because of something that's, he's probably going against Sammy or something. You know what I mean?
Just I know we're talking wrestling. There's a lot of stuff that's going on today. You have D23 happening right now. You have fucking Ubisoft shit. There's a lot of shit.
Yeah, the Marvel thing, right? And you got me on.
No, not even just that. They just side note, Disney just
but today is Marvel Day.
Yeah, they release more shit than just Marvel. Today they just announced a new show that's coming on Disney Plus called The Tales of the Jedi, starting October 26th.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's close.
A lot of shit. just a lot of shit.
Has anybody been watching the documentaries on A&E?
No.
I haven't seen them, but I heard they're great because like they break down into like certain like special events and things like that, titles.
I heard
runs.
the WrestleMania one was good.
So they did WrestleMania 1, and now they're supposed to be doing for WrestleMania 30 or WrestleMania 31 or something like that.
They're probably doing 30 because they have to do Undertaker's streak.
We're what WrestleMania are we on right now? 39, right?
Well, I'm
Next year will be 39.
So it is 39. So I'm a WrestleMania baby, basically.
Next year is gonna be 39 coming
Next
up.
year will be 39.
Yes.
Damn. So where's 40 gonna be held at?
Philadelphia.
No, New
No,
York.
they announced it.
Yeah, they had already announced. They already announced like they announced like I think 2 years ago they announced the next 4 WrestleManias.
So are we out? Are we out?
No, WrestleMania
Philly?
40 is officially in Philadelphia. It's going to be at the Lincoln Field in Philadelphia.
Are we out? The question is, are we out?
Yeah.
Are we going?
I will go to WrestleMania. If it's the way that things are going right now with WWE, I will go to WrestleMania.
Are we going to Full Gear though? Is the question.
Let's jump into AEW with that question.
All right. So and on that note,
let me refill real quick.
So let's start with AEW All Out. Let's start with that. I mean, we watched it when we were our live reactions and stuff like that.
So we did the live reaction, right? My thing is that I watched it again because I had technical difficulties.
Yes, you did, and we were butt ass tired.
I watched it again and in its entirety, and I actually changed my point of view. So I think just watching the bits and pieces of it, I think towards the end of it, I gave it like a 7. It was not a 7. At best, maybe a 4.
Damn.
It was probably one of the worst pay-per-views that I've seen from AEW.
All Out?
And yes.
I agree. I actually agree with this.
I enjoyed some things about it, but there was a lot of things that they're just very off-putting. Starting with 0 Hour, that very first match for the mixed tag team titles. It didn't need to be on the card, 1. Second, it started with an interview with Sammy and Tay.
Yep.
Why?
No, I agree with this. I'm agreeing with you. I thought this was the worst AEW pay-per-view that they ever produced. And
I think the only upside to that was like a few matches. Like I really enjoyed the Acclaimed versus Swerve in Our Glory. That was a good match, and it started off very shaky, but then it started to get very good towards the ending, just for us to see the Acclaim lose, which is why they're getting another title shot. And I think they're taking it at Grand
it's
Slam.
their hometown.
Yeah, I think they're taking it. Yeah.
And that's why I wasn't mad that Acclaim lost that All Out. I'm not, okay, they're going to save it for Grand Slam. Grand Slam, that's when the Acclaim is going to win the titles. So I agree with you saying that this is the worst AEW pay-per-view ever. There were only 3 matches I will go back and watch. That will be the AEW Tag Team Championship match. I will watch the Trios Championship match because that was actually a really good match.
Yes, that was a good match.
And then I will watch Eddie Kingston versus Ishii again.
That was a great match.
That was a great match. I would say those 3 matches were great. If you take those 3 matches out of the pay-per-view, it will be abysmal. I will
Oh yeah,
give
it'd definitely be a shit pay per view.
I will give I'll give this pay-per-view a, you know what? I'm gonna have to give it a 5. I give it a
A
5.
5. I give it a 4 after rewatching it, and then I think Brad gave it a 3.
I give it a 5 because I felt like you did have 3 matches that were actually really, really great. So
Yeah, how many? There was 15 matches on the total
there were
card.
15 matches and 3 other 5.
Why do you start at 7 o'clock and don't end till like almost 1 o'clock in the morning? Is beyond me.
I was at a movie theater and I was like, "Are you serious? Are you serious?" And most of the matches that were what's the thing called? That were squash matches shouldn't have been squash matches. For example, Jungle Boy versus Christian Cage. Why was that a squash match? Ricky Starks versus Powerhouse Hobb. Why was that a squash? And Athena versus Jay. Why was that a squash?
I had this conversation with Al, and I told him uh, Jade is gonna lose that title, but not the way we see it. So I feel like her only thing that she needs right now is the AEW Women's Championship. If they were to keep the title on her, the TBS Championship, and then have her she's almost at 40 wins, right?
I think she passed 40 wins this year.
No, she's like 37 right now, 37 to 38 wins.
Oh, okay.
I say by the time she's like maybe because she defends almost every other week, right? So by the time we get her to about 45 wins, we get her to go against the women's champion, right? And she wins it. That'll be like win number 45 or something like that.
And she drops.
And then what happens is she holds the title when she's about to get her 50th win. She loses, and that would be a title defense for the TBS championship. And she just loses like out of fucking nowhere. So now she's 49-1.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I just lost this belt. I'm 49-1. What's going on? I need to get my shit together. She goes and she defends the women's championship. She loses that too. Now she's on a streak of losing matches, just losing her mind. And then she just basically goes down to the bottom and then tries to bring herself all the way back up. But she just loses a string of matches from losing one title. She loses the next title and then just starts losing matches left and right.
But who do you have her lose the titles to?
It'll just be someone that just doesn't make sense. You know what I
mean? I have one person for the TBS one.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Ruby.
Because
yes.
Unfortunately, we're gonna have to miss out on her for a couple weeks because she has a broken nose.
Yes. But the thing is that who did she beat for the TBS championship in the first place? Ruby. Remember, the finals was Ruby versus Jade.
Yep.
Yeah, it was. Yep.
It is a full circle. Ruby will now be the one to take the title from Jade. And then Ruby will have matches. You have Tay Conti and Anna Jade right there.
Yeah. She has matches already lined up for that. That's why that would make sense. You know what I mean?
And then for the women's championship, this
so
one.
I say, so by the time that would happen, she probably goes against Toni Storm and takes the title for Toni Storm.
But who will take the title from Jade? Because I have one person. Jamie Hayter.
Jamie Hayter.
Jamie Hayter.
Yes, Jamie Hayter.
Jamie Hayter.
Or Chris Statlander.
If Chris is able to
Head.
return.
What's that one that's a really good wrestler? What's her name? She's like she was on Friday.
Serena Deeb.
I need her to win. I need her
But
with a title.
But the thing is that for me, the reason I'm looking at the matches in the future, the reason why I think Jamie would be the one to beat Jade is because Jamie versus Britt Baker at either Revolution or Double or Nothing, that will be a feud.
Yeah.
So you can have maybe Jade take the title from Tony at Full Gear. And then maybe at Winter is Coming, you can have Jamie Hayter take the title off of Jade.
Yep. I was telling Al that, and he was just like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah, I would see, you building up Jade to be this dominant woman, and then you have her just completely fall off, and she's just losing match after match, losing her mind, and then she just has to get her shit together. And you see her split from everybody. She doesn't have the baddies. She doesn't have Stokely. She doesn't have nobody. She's just on her own, pushing her way back up to the top.
You have nobody.
That's how I would book it, at least. You know, that makes so much sense to me because she's too dominant right now.
Yeah, so what?
Brad says it's now confirmed. Do not get married. I'm at my third lawn and garden store today.
I got to get that good soil.
But AEW, I mean, wow, what a moment.
I mean, this is one of those things where
this is what you get when you let the wrestlers choose what they want.
Clinton,
you gonna have somebody move in with you.
Brad, he said he's the force of his wife and moving in with you.
Listen, I have a couch, so here you go.
You let the wrestlers choose what they want, and I think that was their ultimate downfall. They needed to be able to pitch these things and have a little more organization. But you know, the elite, you know, they're wrestlers and they're running the company at the same time.
Wait, before you even get that, before you even finish, I just wanted to talk about might as well talk about it now since we're here, but
oh yeah, I wasn't even talking about that yet. I'm just talking about the state.
We're on it now. Fuck it. We're on it now.
I'm talking about the state of AEW itself. You know.
Well, let's talk about this before we get to the state because
you're not even done with the pay-per-view. We're still talking about the pay-per-view. That's what I'm saying. You talk about the state of it and how well these matches have been put together over the course of a few years, but now they're starting to decline in those matches because a lot of stories are rushed. A lot of things are just being thrown at you, and you're like, what's going on? Why do we have 15 matches on a card? It was 11 matches in the main show and 4 matches in the pre-show. And a lot of those matches in the pre-show were just super fast matches.
Yep.
Yeah. And you had something that didn't even have to. It wasn't even a match. It was just a squash, real quick, like Jungle Boy and Christian Cage.
That didn't need to be on the main card.
Nope, it didn't.
That could have been 0 Hour, or that could have been on Dynamite or Rampage.
Yeah, that could have.
If you wanted to really put it out there, Dynamite would have been perfect for that.
I think so too.
That made no sense.
What else? I think I did like the trios match. Mm-hmm. I do think the Young Bucks again. I think the Young Bucks and Kenny did not need to win it. And I said this. I no, for real. Regardless of all regardless of what has happened after the fact, I said it during the reaction. They did not need to win it. They did not need it. And this is how and what who needed it was the Dark Order. Period. They not for nothing. You don't have that many people in Dark Order no more. They
They're a
needed
disappearing act.
Yeah, exactly. They needed it more than anything else. How you get rid of and one of the things the problem is with AEW is like you're getting rid of a staple, like you're getting rid of a staple that's been there since the beginning, but at the same time, you don't need Kenny with a title. You don't need the Bucks with a title. They don't need a fucking title. You need to actually let other fucking people in that fucking company shine. And this is and a lot of problems. This was the cause of a lot of WWE bullshit downfall. You keep giving shit to certain fucking wrestlers and shit like that, who really are in charge, right? How many times did Triple H win a title when he's with Stephanie, right? So like that's what I'm saying. Like,
but you know what? That's different though because Triple H wasn't like part of the company. He probably did have some say here and there.
He had a lot of say. He was a CFO for a minute.
He was still, number one in everyone's eyes. You know what I'm saying? He didn't need to take the title from Roman in that Royal Rumble match. And that was just him using his authority.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That title reign didn't need to happen, but it made for good TV.
Yeah. Batista didn't need to come back for a title reign. Randy Orton didn't really need a title at that time. Like there was a lot of wrestlers that did not need a fucking title. Randy Orton, Batista returning.
Did not need to be in that triple threat at
No, he didn't.
He did not.
No. And like I said, like there's a lot that didn't need to happen. And
that was WrestleMania 30, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should have been
even Batista hated it after it. He was like,
it should have been Triple H, Orton, and Daniel Bryan. That should have been that triple threat.
Yeah. Because he was still authority at this point, right?
And but the thing is that we would never had Triple H versus Daniel Bryan, which was still, in my honest opinion, a better match than that triple threat match.
That was a fucking amazing match.
I even I liked Cena versus Daniel Bryan. Gave Cena a black eye. Big old.
That was SummerSlam 2013. That was when Orton cashed in.
Yeah. But again, like AEW, right?
For me, the trios, and you talk about the trios that
the trios they Kenny Omega and the Bucks did not need it.
But the people who I thought should have won the trio championship actually won it on Dynamite. So I thought Death Triangle should have won
I think the thing about it is Death Triangle is one thing, right? Death Triangle has had tag team championships, right? You have one body that's an actual champion now, right? They've had the tag team champions. Not knocking that. But I think I wouldn't even give it to them. I think I would have given it to Orange Cassidy and the Friends, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yes.
So look, to make that storyline perfect, you had what was it? It was Pac versus Orange Cassidy for the All Atlantic Championship, right?
Yep.
Pac won, and no, it was Pac versus who?
It was Cassidy.
Oh no, you mean at All Out?
At All Out.
Kip Sabian.
Kip Sabian. There you go. Orange Cassidy came out at the end of that match and basically challenged him for the title, and he was like, "No, you're not getting this."
Right.
Then they had that match on Dynamite for the Trios Championship. Yeah, I would have had the Best Friends win that match because now that gives leverage for Pac to be like, you know what? You disrespected me and you took the Trios Championship for way. Yeah. So now I want to fight you. And then at that point, all Cassidy had to say was, all right, I want a title match. And then if I beat you, then you don't get a title match. But if you beat me, then I'll put the trios titles on the line afterwards.
That's how you build. You just don't give it to Death Triangle. And I think that's the problem. They just gave it to Death Triangle just because. Like you have a group, like mind you, Death Triangle had just became a staple. Whereas the Orange Cassidy and the Friends have been a staple. You're not building them
Death Triangle has been a staple.
Yeah, they've been a staple for a while.
They've been
not longer than Orange Cassidy and the Friends. Not longer than them. They've been around for a lot longer than Death Triangle. The problem is you're not building them. Like how many times does Orange Cassidy has to go in these matches, right? And he wrestled Jericho. No, there was no title shot. Well, Jericho didn't have the title at the time. He wrestled Jericho, beat him. He wrestled, give Orange Cassidy something. Like, give them something. Like, and I think that's the problem. Like, you have staples that are not being shined the way they should be. Like,
here's the problem. It's not just stables, it's a bunch of wrestlers that need shine, and they're only giving the shine to the same people.
Exactly.
Look at how we felt about Sonny Kiss.
Mm-hmm.
There was no representation, and then all of a sudden they start giving a reputation for what? I haven't seen that stable ever again since the tournament.
Yeah, same. They're on Dark now. He wrestled on Dark recently.
Who cares about Dark? I don't watch Dark. No one really watches Dark.
I don't
Dark is in front of a crowd of like 40 people.
Oh, come on. We watch Dark when we're at the meeting.
You watch Dark when you're there live.
That's it.
Yeah.
When you're there live, you watch Dark.
Because it's entertaining live.
But here's the thing. They know that their shows are long, so they got rid of Dark at live shows, and they do their own separate Dark in Orlando. And it's probably in front of like what, 100 people maybe?
It's like NXT.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's weird. They brought a staple, and they brought the guy that got the Brock Lesnar Jr. from WWE.
Parker.
Brock Jr. Anyway, they brought Brock Jr. and now he's in a stable, and now they're was supposedly building him, but they're not building him.
But you're showcasing his talents on Dark.
Yeah,
on their YouTube show. There's people that watch it, but not that many people watch it.
Right. They were on a
I'll be lucky to catch a live premiere.
They were on a Dynamite. Yeah,
for the tournament, but that's the last time we seen them. They lost, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of continuing that feud because people interfered in that match.
Yes, they did.
We got nothing.
Yeah, I don't know who the writers are, but they
don't have. So apparently they don't have writers like that. It's mainly the wrestlers who are creating their own storylines. They feed it to the Bucks, and the Bucks are like, yeah, this works. All right, put it on TV.
The EVPs, yeah.
Or they're probably the EVPs. The EVPs, if you really look at it, the EVPs are running the company into the ground. And that whole thing that Punk said was 100% correct. I don't blame any of that shit that happened in that fallout. I don't blame any of that shit,
Well, now we're on this.
Punk was dropping bars on everybody.
Yeah, he said he's stupid. He has stupid, childish EVPs, and this and that. And that's the thing too with we're just gonna go into it. The Punk, the Bucks, and the Kenny Omega shit.
Punk probably knows that it makes no sense for him to have the title.
He doesn't.
And the fact that they did that so soon, he's probably like, okay, these guys don't know what they're doing, but I'm just gonna run with it and make my money. But then at the same time, he's also not gonna stay shut. So he's gonna go ahead and tell them off.
Right. But he's also been quiet about it. The thing about it, he's been quiet about it to the point where he has not responded, and people are just saying shit. He hasn't said anything about it. The whole Colt Cabana thing. He hasn't said anything about it. from his mouth. He's not said a fucking word. He hadn't said a word until after the post interview at All Out. That's when he actually spoke and said something. Now, the thing about it is like, he, really went off, and good he did. Like, again, my problem is that the trio champion did not need to go to the fucking Bucks. And Kenny, it didn't. But they're putting themselves in there because they fucking think they elevating the championship. They're not. You're the most, granted, you're the high flyers and all this stuff, but you're not elevating the championship whatsoever.
No.
And again, they didn't need it. I said this during the reaction. I said, why the fuck are they winning this?
But here's the thing: they already knew that Malachi Black had a foot out the door. So why put the titles on him?
That's what I was wondering. I was like, why didn't it go to the House of Black? And then I heard about the stories of Alistair.
They released him. They granted him his release.
He's released now.
Yep.
That's what he asked for. Well, we're gonna get into that because I have a whole thing on that. But yeah, he asked for his release. But to bring it back to the Bucks and like, but I'm okay with the like but they didn't wrestle them the House of Black last. They wrestled the Dark Order, right? So why not put the Dark Order? Huh?
That's how they lost. They lost against the Dark Order,
right? It makes no sense. And I understand where CM Punk's coming from. I agree with you. Scissor me Daddy. Sorry. I agree with you. It makes no sense for them to have the title or anything. They don't need the fucking titles. Kenny as a singles competitor, different. The Bucks don't need the tag titles.
You think Kenny right now as a singles person needs a title?
Not
right now.
No.
Okay.
Not even. No. I think the problem is that you have too many. You have a lot of talent. So you have so much talent in there, and you're not letting them shine.
I agree
at all. I think Andrade should have been, or at least, like, he should have been more in time to towards the title more than anything.
Yeah,
I think.
Agreed.
Because at least North American, he hasn't had not one fucking title. Who's the North American Championship again? Champion now?
No, you mean the TNT?
Yeah, TNT.
TNT champion is Wardlow.
They ain't doing shit with that. You got Wardlow with a title, ain't doing shit with that. We're gonna send him Hobbs again.
I like Wardlow.
I'm not saying I don't like. I'm saying I don't like Wardlow, but you had him in a triple tag with the
FTR
Daddies and Cub. You had him with Daddy and Cub, but at the same time, I'm like, they didn't need to be in a triple. They just had to put them with something to do. I think they should have just went. I think that should have been a triple threat tag. The Acclaim,
FTR
and Glory and
Swerve and Glory.
Yeah, that should have been a triple threat. Period. That would, and then sure, maybe we still would have had the same outcome, which is fine. But at the same time, I think it would have been better off if they just had the triple threat, and even if the same outcome happened, that would have pushed them to really have a rivalry between FTR and Swerve and Glory. And then when you see the post, All Out interview, right? They saying they the best. They saying everybody got to step up to them. You trying to tell me that these motherfuckers, FTR and everybody got to step up to y'all and they got the titles? So that's what I'm saying. Like, the building is not, the building was not great. I'm not saying that same outcome shouldn't have happened. I want Glory and Serve to have the same titles, have the tag titles. I'm happy about that. I'm fine with that. But you put FTR in and I hate to say it, nonsense triple tag match with Wardlow. Why? Why didn't give Wardlow an actual defense for that title? Somebody like even Andrade should have they should have jumped Wardlow. Not for nothing. Andrade and Rush should have just jumped fucking Wardlow. Give Wardlow somebody to actually have trouble with. Andrade would be the great person to do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, and what makes it even worse is that, yeah, Wardlow got jumped. Yeah, Wardlow lost the title. So now you build Wardlow getting that title again, right?
Mm-hmm.
And do all this stuff. Like there's no build with Wardlow. They just go in there, powerbomb people, leave. We need to see more of him. How come we only saw more of him in one match than he does in any fucking title fight he's had so far? We don't get to see any of him. And it's just dumb right now at this point. Build him. If you want to build him good. Build him as a person that doesn't need to be powerbomb everybody all the fucking time. Sets in the ring. You can't, first of all, Andrade's not going to let you powerbomb him. Andrade's a strong motherfucker. Rush is a strong motherfucker. They're not some lightweight motherfuckers to just move around the ring. They're not. They're just not. They're powerhouses just as well. Not as big, but they can give Wardlow a run. And I think that's what we need. We need Wardlow to run a little bit. Now, when it comes to the trios, again, I'll say it again. The Bucks and Kenny did not fucking need it. I don't care if Kenny did come back. He didn't. He didn't fucking need it. I think he should have went to Dark Order. And then even if the outcome still came out this way, I don't think the Death Triangle should have got it. I think it should have went to Orange Cassidy and the Friends. I think they're not shining on people who really love these guys, especially Orange Cassidy. He has not had he has not had any title, and I think the trios should have been theirs, hands down. Or Dark Order, especially with the fact that Dark Order is literally disintegrating before our fucking eyes. Disintegrating. Not like disintegrating. Like, what is that?
It's more of which
rant over. Sorry.
No, it's fine. No, it's a great rant. I think, and I need Brad here.
We need Brad here.
The thing is that it started going a little bit off straight once Cody left. And I feel like Cody knew something that we all
knew a lot. He knew a lot. He definitely knew.
I feel like Cody knew something. So that's why he bounced. So my issue is that what Cody knew is what we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
He's probably loving every second of the company just imploding on itself. Saw it coming and took it out when he could.
Right.
Probably I left at the right time.
Yeah.
You know what's fucked up? MJF just pointed that out, by the way. Great return. Let's get that out of the way. Talk about All Out. Great return for MJF, right? And I said it during the reaction. I was like, who's the mask dude? I was like, it's MJF.
The way that he walked at the end, it was MJF. There was no denying that was MJF. Everybody was in the theater like, who's it? I was like, it's MJF.
You know what's weird though? I'm speaking about that. There's another faction.
With who?
The ones who help MJF get what he got. There's another
I don't.
faction.
I don't think that. So I think that's a faction on its own. I don't think that's MJF's faction.
No, I'm not saying it's his faction, but I'm just saying there's another faction.
With
For sure.
Ethan Page and
Because they got that. Because they, you know,
Stokely has just been hiring people left and right. So
Right.
he has the gun club. He has
Moriarty.
Moriarty. Morrison, right? Is it Morrison though, right? Not Moriarty.
Yeah, he has Moriarty in there as well.
Oh shit.
he has Ethan Page.
Ethan Page, Moriarty. Yeah. He got a whole faction, bro. And he don't have that big head ass girl.
Who?
Chris Statlander, which I was saying that's gonna be the one who's gonna take one of those titles from this girl, bro.
Yeah.
She already had the match with her and shit, but it's gonna happen eventually. She's just gonna be losing to people she's already lost to.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I just think that, you know, we got another faction, and I'm happy the titles were taken off the Bucks and Punk after the fiasco. I mean, he dropped bombs, well-deserved bombs too, right? Mind you, he talked about certain EPs, but he was only talking about the Bucks, not Kenny. But in some regard, Kenny as well, because Kenny wasn't really there for a long time.
But he spoke about the EVPs, and as an EVP, whether you're working or not, you're still working.
Yes, yeah, you're right.
So that's what's difficult about these guys who are wrestlers and they're EVPs of the company
and getting titles.
That's one thing that that is, while it's cool to have that representation, it's also damaging to the company because you have so much stuff going on and you're like, yo, so that was probably the conversation. Okay, so we're bringing in the trios titles. How do we give them notoriety so quickly? I know we put it on the elite.
We give it to, no, they're part of the conversation. Give it to us. Give it to us and we'll elevate it. No,
That's
you don't.
We put it on the elite. Let's do that. It'll be better that way.
Fucking stupid. It's a dumb fucking move. It's a WWE move. Period. And they royally fucked that up.
Here's the thing: you can't say that's a WWE move, because the wrestlers are not the ones who are in charge of the company. Vince was at the time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you can't say that that's a WWE move. A smart move is putting the championship on people who have notoriety. Of course, are we tired of seeing that? Yes. But you know what? It's what is best for business. You know what I'm saying? Look at for instance, Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
We did not want to see him with that championship. And what did they kept doing? They kept force feeding us Roman.
Yep.
To the point where we started booing the man while he was getting solid cheers in the beginning when he was on Shield. Then they split him from the Shield. They split the Shield up. He was still getting solid cheers, but once they decided to make him the face of the company and they were pushing him for every single title match that they possibly could, everyone hated him.
Yeah.
You know? And that's how you make or break a character. That's also another way that you make or break a character. WWE does it smart. They market a person. They market a person, and then after they market that person, they give you the option. Okay, so is he going to be great? Is he going to be good? Or is he going to be bad? What do we do here? And they did that with Cena. Cena was a nobody. Then he became somebody. Then he was a heel and people hated him. Then people started to like him. Then people loved him and he was a face. And the face is where it works out, but he also works out as a heel.
Yeah.
The Miz started as a nobody. He works as a heel. You hated him as a heel. Now you love him as a heel. Roman, he started off as a heel. Then they changed him to face. Then he was a terrible face because nobody liked him. And then you make him a heel, and now everyone loves him.
I see your point, dude. I see your point, but I just think like
that's how AEW needs to run their shit, and they're not doing that. They're just
here's the thing:
people will have notoriety. They're putting.
Here's the thing, though.
There should be no reason why the company is around for 3 years, and Chris Jericho is already a 7-time world champion. Why is Jericho a 7-time world champion? They're marketing Jon Moxley as a 3-time world champion right now.
He is, though.
2-time, technically. They're counting the last match that unified the titles as his 3rd reign, which makes 0 sense. But that's his third title.
And Daniel Bryan hasn't gotten one yet.
But you don't need to put it on Daniel Bryan. You know what I'm saying? Guys that need to hold that title are people like Ricky Starks, Wheeler Yuta, Daniel Garcia.
Starks? Hell no.
I'm talking about just titles as a whole, not the AEW
championship. Okay.
But you have to market a lot of these other great wrestlers, and they're marketing the ones who are more profitable at the current time.
Yeah, and
I think the way you make more profitable wrestlers is if you push these smaller guys and put them at the top. Look at the storyline with Daniel Garcia. Fan-fucking-tastic. Love that storyline. And it's only going to get even better. Why? Because he just beat Wheeler Yuta for the pure ROH Pure title.
Oh, that's
clean.
I didn't get to see that. He beat him, though, huh?
He beat him clean in his hometown. Who came out to give him props at the end of it and put the title around his waist? Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Who came out upset trying to figure out why he shook his hand and did all that shit? Chris Jericho. That extends that storyline. Daniel Garcia will no longer be part of the Jericho's Appreciation Society.
Good.
He's going to be the newest member of the Blackpool Combat Club. Guaranteed.
And what does that put Will Yuta? Is he out now?
Nope, he's there. He's there. It's a show of good faith. He shook his hand at the end of the match. He bowed to him at the end of the match. You beat me clean. You didn't have nobody out here to cheat and help you win. You beat me clean.
You elevate the young. You elevate the young. You elevate the young up and coming. You elevate it. You do
elevate
it the right way. Now,
and you did that with 2 of them, not just one. You did that with 2 of them.
Now, hear me out. What do you do with the AEW championship? Right? Who do you elevate? Right? Who do you elevate? Jon Moxley. Like Jon Moxley is obviously going after the title again, right?
Yes.
But
and
they saw the tournament
into the semifinals.
But you saw the tournament, right? It was Darby versus
Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara won that match.
Right. Do you elevate Sammy? Well, Sammy's already been elevated a lot.
But you elevate him though. You elevate Sammy.
Why not Darby?
Is he gonna win though? No.
No, because I'm pretty sure he's gonna just lay flat. If Jericho in that
Yes, yes. Jericho and John Moxley were automatically put into the semifinals.
Oh boy.
It was a match on Rampage and a match on Dynamite. The match on Rampage was Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara won that last night.
Let me look at the bracket.
Am I right?
Real quick.
Yes.
Let me
Sammy Guevara won that match last night.
Let me look at the bracket.
It will now be Sammy Guevara versus John Moxley in the semifinals.
You know what?
Then you had what was it? Brian Danielson versus who did he go against on Dynamite this week?
I don't think he went against anybody.
Yeah, he did. It was for the tournament. Oh, Hangman Adam Page.
Oh yeah.
And Brian Danielson won. So now next week, if I'm not mistaken, is next week it will be Jericho versus Brian Danielson again.
Oh wait. So damn, I didn't see Danielson beat Hangman Adam Page. Damn,
I forgot about that. Yeah.
You know what's weird though? I understand. Like,
we can potentially see Brian Danielson, which I think is going to happen.
I hope
Brian Danielson versus John Moxley for the AEW Championship at Grand Slam.
I hope we do get to see it.
You know what I find interesting, and I just realized it. Besides the TBS and the TNT Championship, everyone who is having the title right now all came from WWE.
Except TBS.
TBS and TNT.
Yeah, as we said, besides those two titles.
Yeah.
Pac has the Mid-Atlantic and also the trios. Swerve and Our Glory has the tag team championships. Tony Storm has the women's championship. And now, if you want to look at it this way, Punk, Moxley, they all came from WWE. And who are we going to have now? We're potentially going to have another person who came from WWE to have the title. And that's the issue that is going on, is that AEW is not pushing their stars that they created in AEW to the positions where they can have those high titles. They're relying on people who are coming from the hype of WWE to think that they're going to be the backbone of the division. And that's the issue that AEW is having.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
They're not growing their original talent.
No, they're not. And that's why.
And the only thing that they could do is have the TBS and TNT championship.
And even with that, like the TBS championship, the women's, the TBS one,
it don't go nowhere.
Ain't moving nowhere.
Because it's Jade.
And I'm not saying that I'm not knocking Jade. She's
the Charlotte of AEW.
Yeah, she is.
She
is.
No.
Yes, she is.
I disagree immensely with
that. She is. She is.
The only thing about Charlotte has proved herself in the ring.
So has Jade.
No, not really. Not really. She hasn't had a knockaround match. It's all squash matches for the most part.
Yeah. There have been matches that Charlotte has had one-on-one that has been amazing.
Charlotte has lost too.
And Charlotte has lost too. Her against Becky, they had great matches. Her and Asuka, they had great matches. Even her and Bayley and her and Sasha had great matches.
I could give some 10 out of 10 matches to Charlotte.
I don't think Jade has had one match where it's like, oh my God, this is a scene stealer.
Not a 10 out of 10. I would say some of her matches have been at least 5, 6, maybe 7.
Yeah,
I think the last match was a 7, only because Athena's amazing as always.
Athena, they had a squash match. It wasn't a good match at all. I think the one match where I could say that they challenged Jade was her versus Tay Conti at Full Gear last year. Tay Conti took her to the limit.
Yeah. That is correct.
Yeah. I agree. Okay, well, since since we're on the whole, we're talking about the Bucks and Kenny and everything like that. Tell him I miss Brad right now because he would be. I think the. So how y'all feel? Last words about Punk and so Punk, Kenny, because so after the whole post interview, right? Apparently the Bucks walked into Punk's locker and started, I guess, getting mad at him or whatever the case would be. And apparently, wasn't Ace Steel was back there with him, and Ace Steel's wife was back there. Also, the VP of AEW was there and saw the whole thing. That's why a lot of these suspensions happen because she saw this shit. So basically, Punk suspended, take titles off. Bucks suspended, titles off. Kenny suspended. Apparently, Chris Daniel was in there trying to break it up. He got suspended, and there's another person that was in there.
Nakazawa and
Nakazawa, yeah, trying to break it up. So
it was like 8-9 people that got suspended.
Nakazawa,
yeah, and half of them were trying to break the fight up.
Brandon Cutler guy suspended.
Yeah,
but allegedly also Punk is injured right now. So
yeah, he is.
Punk ain't coming back anytime soon.
Did they fully suspend him though? I don't
think anything. Punk got suspended. I think Punk is just injured.
Yeah, I think they just removed the titles from him.
The Bucks are definitely suspended.
The Bucks and Kenny got suspended, but I don't think Punk is suspended. I think Punk is just injured.
So apparently the reason why Ace got the way he got was because his wife was back there, and he was also trying to protect Larry because Larry was in the locker room too.
Well, yeah, because Punk walked out. He walked out with Larry in the beginning of the event. Showed that Larry was there.
Also, I heard AJ Lee was there too.
That too.
Oof. Yeah.
So you got two people's wives plus dogs.
I mean, as EVPs, if it did go down the way they're saying it went down, that's fucking just horrible. That's unprofessional.
Right. Like at least call them into the office or something. Like, you know,
that shouldn't have. I mean, it could have still been done in the locker room. It just didn't have to be as aggressive as it was.
Right.
How it's sounding.
You're right. It should have been EVPs, Tony Khan, and the VP that were there with
like, yeah,
Punk.
Yo, don't air shit out like that. But you know what? Everyone took a chance to do that though, because even Swerve did the same thing, and you could tell how uncomfortable everyone.
Tony was,
Tony was uncomfortable. Freaking Keith Lee was uncomfortable. Why do you think Keith Lee didn't come out on Dynamite?
Oh
no.
He didn't come out. It was only Swerve that came out to run his mouth. And he said the same exact thing that he said in the media scrum.
Yeah.
He was like, you don't deserve it. He said, it's laughable. He said, I think, what was it? He said, you want to hear something funny? They're claimed as a tag team champions.
That's why I think the Acclaim is about to take those titles away at Grand Slam.
And that's probably when they're going to split up Swerve and Our Glory.
Yeah.
I think this was the beginning of it.
Keith Lee is probably going to be like, you know what, I'm not with this. And here's
the thing with that. If Keith Lee goes for a title, he needs to go for the TNT. Period.
No, he needs to go for the AEW
AEW championship. Yeah. Even though he came from WWE, he still top tier caliber.
I'm not saying he's not.
He never got that chance in WWE.
I agree.
They kept putting him on. They kept sweeping him underneath the rug.
On main roster, yes, not on NXT.
Main roster. But that's NXT and main roster are two different things.
Yeah,
that's like AEW Dark and Dynamite Rampage are two different things.
Yeah. So okay, all right. I mean, yeah, he could. You know what's weird? They do need another contender for the AEW championship because it just seems to be a runaround with Jericho, Moxley. And it's like, we need new blood.
You also have a bunch of smaller guys too.
True, yeah.
Like I don't see Sammy Guevara as AEW champion.
I see Jungle Boy as AEW champion.
I give him the run that Rey Mysterio had.
I was gonna say Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Yes, similar to that, but you also got like he's smaller. He's like Ray's size.
No, he's taller than Ray. He's Dominic's height. He's taller than Dominic, actually.
Yeah, but he's a twig though.
Yeah.
If you put the title on him, it's gotta be like he's gonna be doing the most outrageous things to try to get these wins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, I can see the betrayal between him and Jericho because he has the title and that whole shit.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
That would be a whole evolution storyline,
True. It happens all the time now. Sorry. So last few words about the CM Punk, Buck, and Kenny. Last few words.
It's stupid, and they should all
unprofessional.
They should all suffer for what they did.
Show some decorum. And another thing that I would actually say, if I was Kenny Omega and the Bunks right now after suspension and the other wrestlers, I would not be showing myself on Dynamite, Full Gear, anything. I would not do that until next year.
I agree. They don't need to wrestle to make money. They're VP.
They need to be suspended to at least Revolution.
Agree. I agree with that.
Revolution's next year?
Yeah, March.
They don't need to be suspended. I don't think they need to be suspended. I think they don't need to be on TV. And I agree.
Well, if they're suspended, they're not on TV. So
right, but even if they come off suspension, I agree they don't need to be on television at all. Do your job.
So I would keep them off until Revolution. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't think that I don't need to see them wrestle. I don't need to see them wrestle. I don't need to see them. I need them to see them do their job. And apparently they haven't. But okay.
Here's the thing: that should be their only job is to wrestle.
So you wouldn't want them as the EVPs?
Yep.
I feel like that's bad for business.
Yep.
It's good in some ways, but a lot of the ways it's bad for business. And Cody realized that shit. He realized that him being there and trying to be the face of the company that he built. I mean, not just him, you know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of other people, but he's one of the people that helped build this company, and he was trying to make himself the face of the company while looking like the heel of the company.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't having that. And when he saw that it was just too many, people bumping heads, he had to take that step down.
Yeah. All right. Well, I can't say no more about it. Like everybody's been talking about it for a minute, and I just at the point where I'm like, and it's right goes into my next segment. By the way.
What now for AEW? Build homegrown talent from AEW to become relevant. Put them on TV. For example, for the AEW women's division, you need to stop having the same people around. You have other women that are down there that can actually do well. For example, we just saw Serena Deeb. She had a great match.
Serena Deeb has always great matches, and I don't get it.
You put her in. I would say take the title. Serena should take the title away from Tony. Have her as AEW Women's Champion.
I would take it.
I know she's a WWE person. She was a previous WWE person, but she will be giving these women great matches. And you have other people there that can actually do well. Look at Kiera. Kiera could actually go in the ring.
Right. I love Britt. I don't need to see Britt with a title.
Britt should not have a title for anytime soon.
I mean, yeah.
Anytime soon.
You know, it was one person that we haven't seen in a while, and I'll say this too: we haven't seen Adam Cole, baby, and he's been
out on injury though.
Yeah,
I know Kyle is out for a year.
Injury?
He's injured for a year.
And Bobby Fish got released.
Bobby Fish is getting released, basically.
Yeah, so. He let his contract expire, and they didn't offer him an extension.
Yeah. So he's just in purgatory right now.
Yeah. But if Adam does come back, he doesn't need to be with the elite or anything like that. You know, he just needs to be Adam Cole baby by himself and going for the AEW title, depending on who it is.
I would put him in TNT territory.
I would too, but I don't see him beating Wardlow.
You don't see Adam Cole beating Wardlow?
No. What I do see him is doing is that, again, I would like to see Andrade with the TNT title.
I would too.
At least give Wardlow something to work towards a little bit more.
I would put Andrade in the AEW title.
I would too. That's
some people that don't need the TNT title at all.
Here's the thing that bugging me, though.
Yeah, you could put him on it. Yeah, you could put Adam Cole there, but some people just need to be in the AEW championship run, and they're not there. It's always
bugging me right now. That's bugging me right now. Well, I'll say that Andrade hasn't had not one title. He's been there a lot longer than anybody who's come up from WWE. And he hasn't had that one title. And he almost contemplated his contract. He contemplated. The thing about it too is, like, with him, I would definitely put him on TNT or either title. And I think that's my issue. When you look at this bracket, and I'm gonna pull this up real quick. Or if anybody can pull it up, I don't care.
Oh wow, I did not know that.
I'm pull it up. So when you look at this bracket, right? And I think this is what I'm talking about. Like, when you look at this bracket, right? You have the Grand Slam tournament for championship, right? You have Heyman, Adam Page, Ryan Danielson, Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, Jon Moxley, and Jericho, right? Mm-hmm. Andrade not being mentioned in here, which upsetting is. I don't understand why he would not be in this. Give them somebody different, right? These guys are none of these guys are different. Period. None of these guys are different. These two have been champions multiple times. Sammy multiple times. Bryan Danielson hasn't had an AEW championship fight since Hangman. Since he went against Hangman. Darby hasn't had one at all, but he's the longest reigning TNT champion. Like, but having Andrade in this would have been fucking great. At least to the point where it would give some new blood to the championship, right?
But looking at those matches, do they make sense? Looking at those matches, do they make sense?
Do they make sense?
Yes.
What do you mean? These matches?
Yes.
No.
What do you mean no?
We've seen it already.
Exactly.
That's the problem. We don't need to see it again.
But it makes sense. These are all fantastic matches. Really think about it. You could continue to be with Bryan Danielson and Chris Jericho. That's a given.
Well, yeah, because they Jericho beat him in the last one. So I understand this because this feud is still going.
The only one that I don't understand is Moxley, he was the runner-up. That's why. If you think about it, number two.
Right.
If we put rankings systems where they don't even use ranking anymore.
Right. And it's not like he has to climb.
That's why they have it there.
Also, too, he was supposed to get a rematch, right? Am I right?
I don't think there's rematch possible.
Okay. So he Jericho beat Daniel Bryanson at All Out. But my issue is that does that put him in a title run?
It's Jericho.
This one kind of makes sense. Kind of. This one makes sense on the fact of, and here's the other part that fucks me up about all this shit, right? They won the trios champion. They won that trio tag team champion with Sting, and so why is Miro not in this? At least
because it doesn't make sense. I have to make sense. These matches all make sense.
For me, it would. For me, it would. I think for me, I don't like this list. And I think this is rushed. And I think
of course it's rushed, but it makes sense.
For you, it does. It doesn't for me.
Why not? Explain. I need you to explain this. If it doesn't make sense, I need you to.
It doesn't make sense to me because you're not elevating anybody. It's more the same.
The thing,
but
hold on. You want me to explain? Let me explain. You're not elevating anybody. They're not elevating anybody new. You're not elevating anybody that's been on a roster. It's more the same. Like again, certain things about this makes sense because this recently happened. This, considering with all the fucking shit that happened backstage and all that shit, this doesn't make any fucking sense.
He wasn't
but he was a main culprit. He went to business for himself. And the fact that Punk mentioned him multiple times during that is a problem. This right here, I question it.
Here's the issue.
Hold on. Al, take this off the screen.
Huh?
Take it off the screen. Thank you.
Okay, so here's the issue that I have with this, where Punk said Hangman, and this is two parts of this. So Punk said Hangman Adam Page went into business for himself, but Punk, you did the same exact thing in WWE. Don't do this to yourself right now. Don't do this. You're just seeing somebody who's doing the same thing that you are, and you're calling them out. But you did the same exact thing that you did in WWE. Number one. Number two, why are we saying this is a tournament to elevate someone when the person who's going to win this tournament is already going to drop the title to MJF?
So it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Whoever wins this is going to drop it to MJF.
Exactly. This is just a bracket full of good matches. That's all this is. Hangman Adam Page versus Bryan Danielson automatically is going to be a great match. They've had great matches.
Sammy and John Moxley is going to be a good match.
Sammy and John Moxley, that's questionable.
So you're really convincing me that Sammy.
I think it's just going to be a squash between the two, but then we're going to get John Moxley versus Bryan Danielson.
Again,
that's going to be a crazy match, and is also going to it's also going to bring in tension into a new storyline.
You think it's going to be Danielson versus Moxley in the finals?
Yeah.
I think so. I don't think Jericho's going to win again.
Nah, I think it's going to be Danielson because Jericho won at the pay-per-view, so Danielson's going to win this shit.
I think it's going to be Danielson versus Guevara. I'm going to be real. I think Guevara might make it to the finals.
Yeah.
I don't see Moxley. I don't see Moxley
I do.
doing the job again. I don't see, and also, I don't think that Danielson is going to take the title right now.
Why not? He's not injured.
The thing is
I
that
wouldn't want him as a transitional champion anyway.
that's the thing. Is whoever's going to win it is going to be a transitional champion.
So you put it on John Moxley to make it a transitional championship?
No, you put it on Sammy Guevara.
Sammy Guevara. You put it on Sammy Guevara.
No.
That's the one time I think it's going to be. I think Sammy's going to be the transitional champion. I think
so he's going to have the AEW title, the championship. He'll be the first time he'll win it, and then they're going to take that shit off of him.
Yeah.
Why? You know what? I don't think so, though. While that would make sense, I would make Moxley the champion again and have him as the transitional, because it gives us a reason to love MJF.
But you do
because
that with
that's
Sammy.
Going to be a match.
But you do that with Sammy. Sammy is already one of the most hated ones in AEW. You give a reason to love MJF. MJF will become that face in that rivalry.
Yeah.
And the thing with Moxley is that Moxley has already been a transitional champion twice.
Right. You're right. You are right.
Why do we? He is going to be known, if he wins it again, he's going to be known as the transitional champion.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. They're already. I don't know why they're already marking him as a 3-time champion when he's only 2. They counted that the interim match. They counted that last match as him being his 3rd time winning the title.
Yeah, and if he wins, he's going to be a 4-time champion, and he's going to be a transitional champion.
In which John Moxley does not need to be a transitional.
He doesn't.
John Moxley does not need to be the winner. So that's why I think Sammy's going to beat Moxley.
Because if Jericho loses to Bryan, and Sammy's part of that society.
That's the issue.
Yes.
Jericho is not going to like that.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's Danielson versus Guevara in the finals.
Ooh. See, but again, the matches make sense because now you have just a bunch of different. It doesn't matter who's gonna win at the end of it, because at the end of it, they are definitely going to be a transitional champion.
Because MJF is going to win it at Full Gear. So that's why when it comes to putting new talent in this tournament, this is the one time I'm like, AEW, please don't put new talent here, because the new talent is going to be the person to take that pin with MJF or a submission. So.
Okay.
And to me, the people who don't need a AEW win right now or AEW loss, Bryan Danielson does not need a championship right now if it's going to be a transitional champion. Yeah. And he should not be losing to MJF at this time. Moxley, it's already been done with the transitional bullshit. He needs to stop being a transitional champion. So take him out of the equation. Who do you have left right now? Jericho and Guevara. Jericho is not going to be that person to take the pin with MJF. It's already been done with those two. Who do you have left? The one person, Guevara.
Those matches are this week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the final is in Grand Slam,
which is the week after.
Yep.
And then what I think maybe 2 or 3 weeks after that is Full Gear.
No, Full Gear is in November.
No.
Oh, yeah, you're right. No, you're right. Yeah. Wait, so you're gonna have that person as a champion for that long?
Grand Slam, and then
Yeah,
why
a
not?
month is not that long.
It really ain't.
You have to build up the match.
You don't need to build up MJF.
Guevara
You don't need to build that up
versus MJF.
because you just know MJF is gonna be in there while now.
And now that you have Guevara with Jericho Appreciation Society, MJF has his people now with Stokely, Page, the Gun Club. You have those sides. They can help each other. They can cancel each other out. So there's no cheating that happens. Guevara loses to MJF. MJF wins.
Yeah. And then you have a new face of the company.
Yep.
You're building up someone who can definitely take the company to another level.
Mm-hmm. But now my question to you is, once MJF wins the title, it's not an if, it's going to be a win. When MJF wins the title, who do you think would be the person to take that title off of MJF?
That's tough because I don't see him dropping the title anytime soon.
MJF?
I think MJF takes it for a full year.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it.
The only person who I could see taking that title off of him, and granted, he is a former WWE person, Danielson.
I would say Keith as well.
That would make sense.
To have Danielson or Keith?
Danielson. That would make sense.
But you know what's weird though? I would say Danielson and Keith, and the only reason why I'd say Keith is because Keith would have a long fight with Swerve.
I think that's going to be Full Gear with those two going at it.
Mm-hmm.
And
you give that a month to build, and then they're just like, you know what, fuck it, we're gonna end it Full Gear.
And the thing is that you break up a tag team, but there's a bunch of tag teams right now, so one tag team is not really a factor.
Yeah, and you have a trios now, so
yeah.
Mm.
So my prediction is Guevara is going to win the championship at Grand Slam, and MJF is going to take that title away from him at Full Gear.
So we're going to Full Gear. What's up?
Guess we're going to Full Gear.
I'm Full Gear.
It's right here. It's home.
And would Sammy be the first? No, he has not won the tag titles yet. I was about to say, would Sammy be the first ever Triple Crown champion? But Sammy hasn't won the tag titles yet.
Pac is the first double champion.
Pac is the first double champion, though.
Yeah.
Which I was shocked because I was like, But because I thought it was Omega for some reason, but Omega didn't win the AEW World when he was.
Omega just held all the belts from all different companies.
Yeah, that's true. Same with FTR.
And I'm surprised that they haven't decided to put the AEW World Championships on FTR. But it makes no sense for them to do that.
I think that is going to be. I think Acclaimed and FTR will probably be either Revolution or Double or Nothing.
I maybe, but I think you continue with the Gun Club.
Oh yeah, if you want to do that, you could do Gun Club for Winter is Coming and all those things. But at Double or Nothing, FTR should win those titles. But who knows? Al, what do you think?
You know what? Double or Nothing, I can see that because what FTR could do is they can put their titles on the line. Yep. Double or Nothing.
I'm actually kind of like, FTR getting the AEW championships at Double or Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So they have every single tag team champion.
Yes, it doesn't need to happen, but it can happen.
And they've held every single one, literally.
Except for AEW.
Right.
No, they won the AEW championship.
They have before, but I'm talking about holding it right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like literally physically. I know they
Well,
held
the only tag team championships they never won was Impact.
Yeah, they don't give a shit about that. But I can see it happening. I just, you know what it is? I just need them to start, like MJF having a title. See that happening. Very much so.
We're getting a shift and change when it comes to a lot of the smaller groups or the smaller people getting title shots and winning these titles. We're going to see the Acclaimed as AEW World Champions. Like that's
happening.
We haven't seen that yet.
No, that's happening.
It's something that you wouldn't expect because they are normally there for just added, like they're like a comic relief team.
Yep.
But now people are taking them a little more seriously, which is a good thing because their matches have gone from just being regular matches that I can skip this. I just like to listen to Max Caster's intro versus I'm waiting for the intro and I'm also waiting for the match to happen.
They are the New Day without titles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the New Day? The New Day in that Fatal 4-Way?
Oh,
they were both tagged in at the same time.
Yeah, and then they did the whole thing.
Kofi just laid down. I was like, yeah, that's great.
I don't think I've ever seen that done before, too.
No, I've never seen that. It probably has been done, but I've never seen it. Not in my lifetime.
That's cool.
Nah. Nope. All right. Well, we have much to see coming soon.
And then who would? Let's see. I feel like they also need to elevate the Mid-Atlantic Championship because this is not a pre-show title. You are putting this now as a pre-show title.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yes, it was defended in pre-show.
Oh yeah, they're right. Oh shit. All right. Fuck. I don't know. Like that title.
So right now, the person who's going after that is Orange Cassidy, and you need to put a title on Orange Cassidy. Like
I've been saying this shit for a while. Again, this is why Death Triangle didn't need a fucking trios championship. Ugh. The planning of this shit is redundant. It really is.
But that's gonna be the feud going forward though. So that's perfectly fine because we're gonna see a trios match out of that, and we're also going to see an All Atlantic Championship match out of that feud. That's perfectly fine. I'm okay with that storyline and where it's going. It just needs to be fixed a little bit. Yeah. That's all.
Well, it is almost. We've been talking for like 2.5 hours.
It's a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff. We covered.
This has been a crazy week. Crazy for AEW, but it also, honestly, it's been a great week for WWE. So
since Triple H took over, has been a great week. It has been great.
It's been getting there, and I like where it's going. AEW, not for nothing, Dynamite was fantastic after all of that shit. I felt that it was better than All Out.
Oh, absolutely.
They had to put on a good show because it was
absolutely.
Like they had to put on a good show, especially
and it's a lot of stuff that we really didn't see coming because we didn't know. Everything was up in the air. Even the whole Punk situation, we found out that Punk's title was stripped on Dynamite.
Yeah, and the trios.
Yep, and the trios. Yep.
Well, we knew that they were suspended and that the titles were stripped. We knew that, but Punk was still in the air. And then literally Wednesday, he was like, "All right, so I stripped the trios and the AEW World Championship, so we're gonna do a tournament."
Yeah, I liked how he didn't try to hide the fact of what happened backstage.
Yeah, he didn't have to go into details because it's all over the internet, but
yeah, he didn't.
He was like, "Yo, no, there's a lot of shit that's going on that's just shouldn't be happening, but things were done, people were suspended, I stripped titles, we're going to be having new champions soon."
Yep.
The only issue that I had with that was, but then we found out during the course of Dynamite, I was like, why isn't Dark Order in this match right now?
Good question. Because Hangman Adam Page was mentioned multiple times, and he's probably one of the biggest culprits behind it because it's the effect of Colt Cabana, right?
But then we found out that isn't John Silver injured? No. One of them is injured.
John Silver's not injured. Not that I know of.
Didn't one of them get injured, and that was the reason why they couldn't go into the Trios Championship match?
They
had a whole backstage segment, and
I think it was just an excuse to say he was injured. True. I don't think it was really.
Probably kayfabe. Oh, yeah, and also, what do y'all think about W. Morrissey in AEW right now?
WWE missed their chance on re-signing that man.
Really?
Yep.
You would have re-signed Cass.
Yeah, you need. So I feel like they don't have powerhouses like that anymore on WWE at the current time.
That's why they got Braun back.
They have Braun now. If you would have had Morrissey on there, well, Big Cass, you could have Cass versus Braun.
And he's 5'5".
And they're both big and they're jacked now. They weren't like that before they left the company.
Okay.
Morrissey has fixed his moveset for sure.
Thank God.
And I don't know how he is on the mic. I don't know if he got better or not, but he doesn't need to talk. Braun doesn't need to talk. No, they don't need to talk.
No, he doesn't need to
just
talk.
Go out bullying people. That's it.
Yeah, I don't think he's injured. Yeah, John. He's not injured. I think it's concussion. I think that's what a little bit it is. I think it's concussion. I think that's about it, but that's nothing really. I mean, it's something. I think it's nothing, but I don't know. I'm looking to see if he's injured, but I don't think he's injured. Probably was kayfabe.
Probably was kayfabe. That's what.
Oh wait! AEW star crutches.
Yeah, I remember somebody was on crutches, and that's when
it was
Alex Reynolds.
Reynolds, yeah.
That's who it was. Reynolds is injured.
Yeah.
He's injured. He was seen on crutches and being the elite, and that's the only reason why they didn't put him in that. They didn't put them in that match.
That's what it was, because I was like wondering. I was like, why is Dark Order not in this? And then Alex Reynolds is injured. So that's
why they didn't do it. And they have like two other fucking members. So that's another member that's injured. You have Evil Ono, who's
it would have been a rematch, the Best Friends versus Dark Order.
Yep. And you have the big dude that's getting kind of acquired by Andrade. He's trying to get what's the name? What's the one?
Oh, 10.
Yeah, 10. He's getting acquired by. He's trying to get acquired by Andrade.
Vance.
Yeah.
Speaking of 10, where is Shawn Spears?
Yeah, you know what's weird though? It's like, where is Miro in all this? Because
he's not happy. He wants to be released too.
Yeah. Didn't he have
They're
the
not
TNT title
using
at one
them
point?
properly. They're not using. They acquired too many wrestlers, and they're not using them properly.
Especially him.
And he doesn't want. He doesn't want B show. He doesn't want B show, and they're gonna put him on dark.
I don't think. Yeah, they're really not using him.
He doesn't want that, so he'd rather be out. It's the same thing with Malachi.
But the thing
He
is
wasn't
that
happy.
if you put them back in WWE, do you really think it's going to be the same thing?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Nope. Triple H would actually give them a good run. I think with Miro coming back, if he did come back.
If you put Rusev back on WWE, you're gonna get an aggressive Rusev. You're gonna get Miro. We're gonna get Miro. We're not gonna get Rusev.
And
Obviously,
you're gonna get him going and you're gonna have somebody that actually Roman Reigns will have trouble with. That's the problem with Roman Reigns right now. He doesn't have Brock was trouble for him, right? Miro can be trouble for him. I don't think we have that.
Excuse me.
And now Braun's back, so somebody could be trouble for him. That's what I mean. Like another thing too is that, from what I understand, Roman should drop one of the titles.
I thought that was what's going to happen at Clash. I thought they was going to say, you know what, we're only going to have one title on the line.
I don't think he's dropping that shit probably into Royal Rumble. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe next WrestleMania.
I thought the Money in the Bank was for one title. It's for both.
They could change it though. They can change it.
It is for both, because when the other day when I was actually thinking about it, they actually said it. Austin Theory actually said it on TV. He says, "This grants me an undisputed WWE Universal Championship opportunity at any time I want." So it's not just the one. Which I feel that it should be one.
That should be
so
one.
That way they can eventually split it up.
I agree.
That would make sense.
We're also,
but also, I do not mind seeing one title on the two shows.
Me neither.
I don't mind that, and I feel like if we do it smart, and you have Cody go against Roman and take the title, we're gonna get the original Winged Eagle Championship, because they want to change the belts. They want to change all belts.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna get one title that'll be the WWE Universal Championship, and it'll be Daddy's belt, the Winged Eagle Championship. The classic one, because Cody is known for bringing out classic titles.
Yeah.
So we'll have that Winged Eagle Championship, like a new variation of it, and that would be the end of that. And we'll have one title for both shows. You don't need more than one title. I feel like if they were to do that for the women's title too, make a new version of the title, and then, not for nothing, I'd have Charlotte come back and I'd slap that one title on her.
I give it to Becky. Nah, Becky's had a run.
Nah, I'd put Charlotte in that. We haven't seen Charlotte in a really long time, and when she finally comes out, she's just gonna destroy everybody. It's gonna be great.
Probably would put it on Sasha too.
I would not put it on Sasha. I think Sasha is better at chasing the champion.
Yeah.
Well, all right. That's how y'all feel. Anyways, let's wrap it up.
All right.
So, thank you everybody for tuning in who was here and commented. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment on all our stuff on Twitch, Twitter, because there'll be clips posted. make sure to follow us on all our social medias, which is right here on our Instagram, our Twitter, right, and our Twitch. Also, too, don't forget to follow me here, Roundhouse, on my Twitch. And also, don't forget to, if you like horror movies and like jump scares and stuff, don't forget to follow this person down here, man has a nickname, and Echo Ninja and Crimson Red on Saturday Nightmares. That's their Instagram. But they do, I don't know, Instagram right there. Also, to follow them. Also, get when they do it, comment below and
That's
like.
the guy.
I'm all
You're just rambling now.
I am rambling and I'm starving actually. Also too, like don't forget to we do have a sponsor. Our sponsor is drinkwildbills.com. And if you want to save 10% on all stuff Drink Wild Bills, use our code True Story Bro. Save 10% on all Wild Bills, which Wild Bills need to bring back the teas, but they're great. They have great sodas, barbecues, mugs like this. You get it custom made if you want. So yeah,
These were fire, man.
the teas were amazing. I ain't gonna front, like for. Also too, we do have a merch. We're gonna be adding some more to the merch. Probably some wrestling stuff. But for right now, we have our merch is truestorybro.shop. If you like to have some merch from us, my face, man has a nickname face, or anybody else's face, please go there and buy some stuff. And before we ever leave out, I just want to make sure he knows that
that's the love there.
just so he knows. Just so he knows. And
I thought you were going to say scissor me, Daddy Brad.
And just because he's not here, we guys we
miss Brad.
We miss
Brad. We miss Brad. Brad wasn't here today. He was at doing daddy stuff at Home Depot, going to multiple shops apparently. So he's not happy because he had to miss it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Oh, where can we find you, Clinton?
Oh, so you can find our group, which is LPWC Plus, on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, also on Facebook. And if you want to follow me personally, you can follow me at CMJ329 on Instagram.
Okay. I'm gonna get all that before we get out, so I can add all that too. And, no, seriously, actually put it in the chat. Put it in the chat so I can add it. And don't forget to follow Brad and his podcast on Needless to Say, podcast.com. They're on Anchor, Spotify, and all that stuff. And any last words, guys, for you?
Nope. I just hope that AEW can recover, and I cannot wait to see what happens at Grand Slam.
Final words. What's up? We going to Full Gear?
I thought final words was "Scissor me, Daddy."
I need to get that shirt.
Yeah.
Scissor me, Daddy. That is definitely a gay pride shirt for us.
Scissor me, Daddy ass. I need that shirt.
Word, Clinton. That's a pride shirt for us. But anyway, all right, guys. See you later and deuces.
Bye.